Hello, hello. Just let me know if my video and audio is fine. I'll just get started. Yes, okay, thank you. Just give me a minute. Functions, exercises 5.2. Let's start with question 1. The function g of x equals to 0.02 x square plus 5x equals to 0.002 x square plus 5x models the revenue in dollars generated by an online advertisement that is clicked half as many times as it is viewed. So where x is the number of times it is viewed, as x is number of times it's viewed. Which of the following is the best interpretation of g of 2000 that equals to 18,000 in this context? So here in this, whenever they ask you for the interpretation, you have to look for the units. It helps you to get a right answer quickly. Here, what is this 2000? It is number of views because it's in the place of x. What is this 18,000? 18,000 is in revenue. This part is in dollars. So this complete part is in dollars, which means here g of x is number of times it's viewed and 18,000 is dollars. So here, if the advertisement is clicked 2000 times, here 2000 times clicked he is talking. It's actually 2000 is number of times viewed. So it is not a correct option. 18,000 is dollars, fine, it is in dollars itself. If the advertisement is viewed 2000 times, and then it will generate $18,000 in revenue. Yes, perfectly matching. 2000 viewed 2000 times and $18,000 in revenue, fine. It's true. If the advertisement viewed 18,000 times, advertisement is not viewed 18,000 times, it views only 2000 times, it's directly incorrect. Clicked 18,000 times, no, 18,000 times is a revenue, dollars, it must be in dollars. $2,000, no. I just solved this just by using units, nothing else. Is that fine? I'm just moving to the next question if you're okay with this. Shall I? Are you there, Saidur Rahman? Yes, fine. I'm moving to the next question. Question number 2. The function f is defined by f of x equals to this. For what value of x, f of x equals to -1? So they're asking just x value is how much? Given that f of x equals to x plus 18 by x minus 6. If this f of x is -1, then what is this x value? That's what they're asking, nothing else. I just substituted a -1 in the place of f of x. X plus 18 by x minus 6. X minus 6 equals to x plus 18 times -1. That's -x, positive 6. That equals to x plus 18. So -x plus 6, -x, -18 equals 0. Or else better, I'll just write it in this way. I'll just keep x terms on one side. -x, 18 minus 6. So it's going to be -2x equals to 12. 2 ones, 2 6, x equals to negative 6. At x equals to negative 6, f of x equals to negative 1. Is that clear? I'm moving to the third question. Function f is function g is defined by, yes, it's negative 6. G of x equals to root of 3x. If g of a equals to 6, what is the value of a? They're asking g of a equals to 6, then what is a? So here, if we just substitute a in the place of x, we are going to get root 3 of a. So now we already know that g of a is 6. Substituting that, we can able to find the value of a. So to get rid of this root, why do we need to get rid of this root? We need to get the value of a. So what do we get here? It's going to be, I just do squaring on both sides. So on squaring on both sides, square root of, and this square and 6 becomes 36. That equals to 3a. 3 ones, 3 twelves, a equals to 12, which is option D. So the graph y equals to f of x, they given this y equals to f of x graph, which is shown in the xy plane. Fine. For how many values of x does f of x equals to 3? Y equals to 3, they given here. For how many values of x? How many values of x you get y equals to 3? So first of all, to get that, we just draw a line at y equals to 3 in the graph. So where is this? Y equals to 3. Here it is 2, here it is 3. I draw a line at y equals to 3, and we have one x value here, and we have another x value here, and we have another x value here. 2, 3, 4. So it's 4. No, how come you get 5? You see, for how many values of x, y equals to 3? If you take here, I'll just, you see here, I'm just doing it here as well. What if I take this point, I'll just draw 1, 2 and 3. I'll just draw a line here. Now here, if I take a point, what is the point there? It is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. It's something like this point. This point is, I'm just putting it as 1. That point is, let's say, negative 2.5x, and y is 3. And I take this point, I name it as 2. That point 2 is x 0, y is 3. And I name this point, which is 1, 2, 3. At 3 it is 3, 3. And I go with this one now. This is 3, and I go with 4. That is around 4. X is 4, y is 3. X is 4, y is 3. So you can just count by drawing a line at at y equals to 3. That is the shortest way. Instead of writing all this, to make you understand, I wrote this here. Y value is 3. For what they asked? For how many values of x does f of x is 3? Y value is 3. Y value is 3 for 4 x values. So that is option C. Yes. Let's go for question 5. The function f is defined by f of x equals to a raised to the power of negative x by b, where a and b are positive constant. What is the y-intercept of the graph? Y equals to f of x. Y equals to f of x, and its y-intercept equals to how much in the xy plane? Y equals to f of x both are same. So we need to find the y-intercept of this. What do you mean by y-intercept? At y-intercept, x value equals to 0. On substituting, this is, I'll just write this as f of x as y y equals to a raised to the power of negative x by b, and I just write x equals to 0. Y-intercept means x value must be 0. It's the curve crossing y-axis. When it crosses, x value must be 0. So it's going to be y equals to a raised to the power of negative 0 by b. Y equals to anything raised to the power of 0 is going to be 1. So it's 1 by b. When we substituted x equals to 0, y value is 1 by b, which is option A. Yes. Just a second. Just give me a second. Let's go for question number 6. The given x values, f of x values and g of x values. For the function f and g, the table gives 6 values. Yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for f as well as g. 6 values of x and their corresponding values of f of x and g of x. So 6 values of x and their corresponding f of x and g of x, 6 values they given. If g of c, just a second, here it is, g of c equals to 5, where c is a constant, what is the value of f of c? They are saying that g of c equals to 5. G of c, g of x or g of c, which is 5. If g of c is 5, then what is f of c? It's the corresponding value for both of them. This value is same, the x value is same. For value 1, if x is 1, f of x is 3 and g of x is 5. Now they are saying if g of c is 5, which means g of x is 5, then what is the value of f of c? It's 3. Simple. So now in the given function f, a, b are positive constants and a not equals to b, for how many distinct values of x does f of x equals to 0? So here, for what values of x this f of x goes 0? Let's say here if this x value equals to 0, the complete term f of x will be 0, because 0 into anything will be 0. So then f of x equals to, that is one thing. Then f of x equals to 0. If this x is positive a, x equals to positive a minus a equals to 0, 0 into all things in multiplication, which means at the end you end up with 0. If x equals to a, then f of x equals to 0. In the same way, we have 1 more x, 1 more x, 1 more x. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer is 5. Like for the 5 opposite values of that, we get f of x 0. But there is a trap. If you think like this, there is a trap. We need to be a bit careful. What is the trap here? Here x equals to negative a. If x equals to negative a, this becomes 0 and whole term f of x is going to be 0. Fine. But here x is what? X is negative b. X equals to negative b, then f of x equals to 0. Negative b means negative b into 0, whole term 0, 0 into this, completely it becomes 0. But now what is the last term? If you see carefully, it's going to be again the same term, which means x equals to negative b, then f of x equals to 0. It is not something like x minus b. You see, it is x plus b, which means this x minus 4, x equal to negative b is similar, which means for how many distinct values of x? For only 1, 2, 3, 4 distinct values of x, f of x equals to 0. You can't count this x equal to negative b twice. So the answer is 4. It's not 5. Yes, as expected. Now let's go for question number 8. In the xy plane, the graph y equals to f of x reaches its maximum value at the point 3 comma f of 3. The function g is defined by g of x equal to f of x plus 7. At which of the following point in the xy plane does the graph y equal to g of x reaches its maximum point? Here, what is the given information? The graph y equal to f of x reaches maximum. It reaches maximum at 3 comma f of 3. Fine, okay. The function g is defined by g of x that equals to f of x plus 7, they said. This is a given just g function. At which of the following points in the xy plane does the graph y equal to g of x reaches its maximum? For which point this reaches maximum? Which point reaches maximum? So how do we know that which point it reaches maximum? You see here, they given y equal to g of x, y equal to f of x, which means g of x is equals to y. Both are y. The y reaches maximum at this point, which means this y is also reaches maximum at 3 comma f of 3 only, because both are f function and g function are equal to y only at the end, which means they reach maximum at same point. So that's why here I'm writing at x equals to 3 f of this part, like at x equals to 3 y equal to f of 3. So now, but here g function is a bit different. G of x is nothing but f of x plus 7, that equals to y. So what is the difference here? It's going to happen is at x equals to, the x value is not going to change, x value is going to be same. At x equals to 3, this g of x is y here. So what I'm doing, at x equals to 3 f of 3 plus 7. So do we have that kind of option? So we are getting f of 3 plus 7 in the place of this, which means 3 comma f of 3 plus 7. So where do we have that option? Option D. Got it? And x value is same, y value is different. It is, you see here, g of x equals to f of x plus 7, which means the y value of this is a bit changing with 7, which means whatever the f of x value is there, it's changing, but x value is same for both. F of x value is same. X value is same for both, but y a bit here and there. So we just turned into the thing what we need, g of x. Hope you got it. I'm just moving to the next question. The graph of y equals to f of x is shown in the xy plane if the function g is defined by this. What is that function? G of x equals to x plus 3 and x minus 1. For which of the following values of x, f of x is greater than g of x? So first of all, g of x, we know that if x is negative 3, what is f of x? Y equals to f of x is shown in the xy plane. If x is negative 3, where is negative 3? Here it is negative 3. I'm going with option A. At x is negative 3. Let me write here f of x equals to x equals to negative 3. What is y? And here I'm writing g of x, that equals to, we have x plus 3 and x minus 1. This is from graph. So f of x equals to negative 3. What is x equal to negative 3? We have y equals to negative 2. Y equals to negative 2. Now let me put here x equals same x value negative 3 only. from the option, I'm substituting it into the g. G equals to g of negative 3 is negative 3 plus 3. Negative 3 and positive 3 is 0. 0 into this whatever the value it is, that's going to be 0 itself. So if x equals to negative 3, y equals to negative 4 we are getting. So here, if x equals to negative 3, to avoid confusion, I'll just better write, instead of y, I'll write f of x, and this is g of x. So now compare the f of x and g of x values. Sorry, g of x is 0 we got, right? Not negative 4. Yes, 0. So now if you compare, they mention f of x is greater than 0. Is it greater? Negative 2. F of x and g of x, if we compare, is it greater? Negative 2 is greater? No. So option A is incorrect. In the same way, if we check for option B, so now x equals to negative 2. X equal to negative 2. What is f of x? X is negative 2. Here it is. Then what is this point, you see? Something like 1.5. So f of x equals to 1.5. 1.5 y value. So now what is g of x? If you substitute this x equal to negative 2 into the g of x formula, what is g of x? G of x equal to x plus 3 and x minus 1. So now I just put this g of negative 2, x equals to negative 2, which is from the option itself. So if I place that, that equals to, oh, just a second, this is not visible. Yeah. Give me a second. Yes. So now what I'm doing is, I'll just do here negative 2 in the place of x, negative 2 minus 1. So negative 2 plus 3 is 1, and my negative 2, this will be negative 3. So here what you got? F of x equals to, they given f of x is greater than g of x. F of x is 1.5 you got, and g of x is negative 3 you got. Yes, this is positive number and negative number. This is satisfying. The answer is option B. If you check with C and D, it won't work. Hope you got it. Let me know if you're okay with this. Question number 10. For the function f, the table shows several values of x and their corresponding values of f of x. X value and their corresponding f of x values, the table is in the table they already given. Function g is defined by g of x equal to 2f of x. G of x equals to 2f of x. What is the value of k if g of k equals to 8, then k equals to how much? It just substitute first this g of k here. Like if you substitute that, what happens? This g of k equals to 2 into f of k. So what is this f of k value? So here, just a second, they given already this 8, g of k is 8. So I'll just substitute that g of k equals to 8 here in the place of this. That equals to 2 f of k. So f of k is 4. We got f of k equals to 4. So f of k is 4, which is here in the options. So f of k equals to 4, then k value must be 3. So k equals to 3, which is option B. Don't get confused. We are not supposed to find f of k. Our ultimate intention is to find k value, not f of k. If you just think that f of k is 4, for getting trapped, the option is readily available for you. So don't get trapped. Just try to remember what's the final question, because it's not about to go with f of k. We need to find only k. So f of k is 4 means then k value must be 3. If f of x is 4, x value is 3. If f of k is 4, then f k is 3. So it's option B. So here question 11. They given f of x equals to this function. The value of, it's simple, the value of f of a minus 9 is 0. They're asking us to find the greatest possible value of a. So f of x equals to x plus 3. Just by substituting in place of x, we get the thing, I mean the a value. What do we need? So here they said in the place of f of a minus 9, that equals to 0. Just substitute this a minus 9 in the place of x. F of a minus 9, that equals to a minus 9 plus 3 and 12 minus a minus 9. I just substituted a minus 9 in the place of x, and let's see what we are going to get the value of a value. We already know that f of a minus 9 is 0. I'll just keep 0 in the place of that which is given in the question. So minus 9 plus 3, which is equals to minus 6, and 12 minus a plus 9. This is plus 9 plus 12, 21 minus a. We are going to get 21 minus a divided by a minus 9. So you just send it to LHS. It's going to be 0. 0 equals to a minus 6 and 21 minus a. So equate them equals to 0. A equals to positive 6. A equals to it is negative a. So 21 minus a equals 0. Then 21 equals positive a. Just a second. It's 21 only the answer, because they asked us the greatest possible value of value a. It's not 6. It's 21. You got it? Shall I move to the next one? Yes, a equals to 21. So now the function g is defined by g of x equals to x minus 8 by 2. The function, the graph of y equals to g of x, y equals to g of x in the xy plane passes through the points 20 comma c 1 point and c comma d another point, where c and d are positive, I mean just constant. What is the value of d? We have to find the value of d. Here if you notice carefully, the function passes through, the y equals to g of x in the xy plane passes through these 2 points. You have 2 points. If you observe carefully, you have whatever the c point you have here, it is the same c point here. Whatever the y value is there, that is the x value of another point. So let's see. So g of x, we know that g of x, these points are passing through the function. So what do I get if y equal to g of x? I'm writing that y equals to x minus 8 by 2, and using this point at 20 comma c, x equals to 20, y equals to c, c equals to 20 minus 8 by 2, c equals to 20 minus 8, which is 12 by 2, c equals to 6. So at x equals to 20, y equals to, I mean c equals to 6. You got the c value now. So you got this one, you see, which means this point we can write it as 20 comma 6, and we can write this. I'll move to the next one. Hope there is no any glitch. You heard it right how I went for this one. I just used the same c, I mean c value 6 in the function, and I got the value of d. Question 13. The graph of y equals to f of x has a y-intercept at 0 comma 12. Y equals to f of x has a y-intercept has y-intercept at 0, 12. Fine. Y-intercept means x is 0. Now x-intercepts, the same thing, x-intercepts negative 3, 0 and 2, 0. X-intercept means y values must be 0. Which of the following equation could define f? So here, if you see the options, we have x-intercepts, they mentioned x-intercepts. Like, what is the x-intercept of these functions? Here, if you see carefully, the x-intercept of this must be, if you write it, x plus 3, this will be the x-intercept, this one, and this is going to be x minus 2. Because if you equate this to x plus 3 equals to 0, you get x minus 3. And x minus 2 equal to 0, x equals to 2. Hope you got it. Hope you also understood what I'm trying to say. X-intercepts. Here, x-intercepts are negative 3 and 2. So, if we write in this format, it's going to be x plus 3. By directly watching this, it is x minus 3 given. And here it is x plus 2. But it is not matching with what we have. The points, the x-intercepts what we have. Here the x-intercepts are different. So obviously we eliminate C and D. And we left with option, yes, let me check. It may be A or B. So the inside part is fine, but how to check whether it is true or not? Like both are similar, but only the square part is different. So for that we use this thing now. Y equals to y-intercepted, x equals to 0. What I'll do is, I'll just substitute this x equals to 0. F of 0 that equals to x is 0. Just a second. X is 0 plus 3 whole square and x equals to 0 minus 2. If I solve this, what I'm going to get? This is 3 square times, just a second, 3 square, which is 9 times negative 2, which is negative 18. Let me solve option B, which is negative 18. We need to get positive 12. Now f of 0, if I do it, x plus 3. So what is that? X is 0. 0 plus 3. And then this is x again 0 minus 2 whole square. So this is going to be 3 into 4. Negative 2 whole square is directly 4, which is 12. If x equals to 0, we are getting y is 12, which is option B, not A. Okay, let me go to the next question. Question number 14. The given function f of x equal to root x minus 2, the function f is defined by the given equation. Which of the following equals to f of 18 minus f of 11? First of all, what is f of 18? If you substitute 18, f of 18 minus f of 11 is equals to which option? That's the question. Even you have to do it again separately for this. So first let's find f of 18. What is f of 18? If we substitute 18 minus 2, which is root 16, which is root 16, which is 4, and f of 11 that equals to root 11 minus 2, which is root 9, which is 3. Now 4 minus 3, f of 18 minus f of 11, which is equals to 4 minus 3, which is 1. So now we have to check with the option. If you substitute negative 3 here into this, what you're going to get? Root 3 minus 2, which is 1. So root 1 you are getting. Root 1 means you can consider this as 1 square and cross off, it's going to be 1. So option A is true because it's matching with the one what we have. If you substitute 5, root 5 minus 2, you're going to get root 3. No. If you substitute 6, root 6 minus 2, root 4, which is 2. No. We need to get 1. If you substitute this 7, x equals to 7, root 7 minus 2, you end up with root 5. But you're not getting 1. So it's not even D. Moving with question 15. An equation of the graph shown in y equals to a x plus 3 x plus b. Let me write that given equation. Y equals to a x plus 3 and x plus b. Where a and b are constants, what is the value of ab? They're asking us to find ab value is how much. So They also said an equation for the graph shown is, the equation for this is the graph shown is this. So what do we understand from this graph? Where it crossing the, what is the x-intercepts of this? X-intercept means where it is crossing. X-intercept negative 3 comma y equals to 0, 1 point, and 4 comma 0, another point. What is y-intercept? Where it crossing y-axis, y-axis 0 comma negative 4, that's y-intercept. So try to match those things here. Now x-intercept, which means what I do is I'll just write this as, just a second, y equals to a, x plus 3. Here this x plus 3 means x plus 3, if you equate to 0, you get x equals to negative 3. You already have that. This point you already have it. And x plus b. So don't change this anything. Just write x plus 3 and x plus b. This is another x-intercept. What is the another x-intercept we have? X plus b, which is x plus 4. So that's going to be x plus 4. So now we got b value equals 4. What about a? So we know that at x equals to 0, y equals to negative 4. I will substitute this at 0 comma negative 4. Y equals to, I am going to take it as negative 4. A into x is 0 plus 3 and 0 plus 4. I just substituted this y-intercept point into the equation. Now I am going to get negative 4, that equal to 0 plus 3, which is 3, 0 plus 4, which is 4, which is total. I just cross out this 4 and 4. A equals to negative 1 by 3. Now what do we need? We doesn't need a. We need a times b. So what is a times b? Negative 1 by 3 times 4. Negative 4 by 3. That equals to negative 4 by 3. That equals to option B. So here you need to understand, they clearly mention in the question, the equation for the graph for this equation is shown clearly. From that we took the x-intercepts. We have two x-intercepts here. They given two x-intercepts here. I just matched them and got the other x-intercept. After getting the other x-intercept, I just substituted this the y-intercept point into the equation to get the value of a, and then I just multiplied. You got it? Shall I move with the next question? Let me know if you're okay with this question. Question number 15. I'm waiting for your confirmation, Sridhar Rahman. Yes. We still have 6 more problems. Let's see how much we can, but I'll continue to finish all 6 today. The function f is defined by f of x is this and g of x is this. H of x equals to this. They're asking us to find the x coordinate of the x-intercept of y equal to h of x. X-intercept means y value equals to 0. So after getting this h of x, we need to first find h of x equal to f of x minus g of x given. We need to find the x-intercept of the graph y equal to h of x. We need to find the x-intercept of this, which means you need to get this information. To get that information, you have to solve this. So to solve that, h of x, that equals to f of x is how much? 11 by 3 x plus 34, and g of x is what? 5 by 3 x minus 8. That equal to 11 by 3 x plus 24 minus 5 by 3 x minus of minus plus 8. So 11 by 3, 5 by 3, which is going to be 6x by 3, 3 ones, 3 twos, 28 plus 8, which is 32. So that is 2x plus 32, which is h of x. So now we need to get the value of x-intercept of h of x. X-intercept means at x-intercept y equals to 0. At x-intercept y value, y means this, I'll just write it 2x plus 32, then y is 0, 2x plus 32, so x value is going to be negative 32, that equal to 2x, 2 ones 2, 16, x equals to negative 16. Hope you're getting it how I'm doing it. Just a second, let me see. Here what do we have? 1 second. Sorry, this is 34. I just considered it as 24 here, so there is some small change. I have to 34. So 34 plus 8, it is not 32, it's 42. So it keep on changes this 42, that is a single one. It's not 32, it's 42. So that's going to be 42 and 42 and 42. So negative 42 equals to 2x, 2 ones to 21, so x equals to negative 21. Yes. Let's go with the another question. We have 5 more questions. It may take around 15 or 20 more minutes. Still I am about to continue. May finish by 15 minutes. So the function f is defined by f of x equals to 125 times a power x minus b, where a, b are constants. In the xy plane, the graph y equals to f of x has x-intercept. So in the xy plane, y equal to f of x has x-intercept at 3, 0 and y-intercept at 0, b minus 3. They're asking us to find the value of b equals to how much. So how can we find that? We have this equation and this y equals to f of x and x-intercept. If you substitute x-intercept like x equals to 0 and y equals to 3, you can get the value of b, because a power 0, which is 1, and you get the value of b. After getting value of b, we can use the second information y-intercept and we can proceed. So what I do is, first I'll try to write this as y equal to f of x. So y equals to 125. Okay, sure, you can continue. I'm just continue here as well. So y equals to 125 a power x minus b. So now y equals to what? 0. I'm just using this point. Then 125 times a power x is 3. I'm just using x at x equals to, I'm just using this. So a power 1. Then it's going to be negative b. So 0 equals to, 1 second, this is 0, right? Not 1. X raised to the power of, oh, I just thought here we have 0 and I proceeded. No, just a second. Let me just redo this. Why do we have to use this? We can directly use second information. At x equals to 0 means we eliminate a. We just have b terms and we can get it directly. There is no use of this information. We can directly proceed and find it. Just a second. I'll just write first step y equals to 125 times a power x and b. I'm just going to use at 0, b minus 3. This is the thing I'm going to use. So this point, what happens? Y is b minus 3, that equals to 125 a power 0. A power 0 and b. So b minus 3, anything raised to the power of 0, which is 1. Now b minus 3, that is 125b we have. So we just have to find the value of b, but how? So here negative 3 and that equals to 125b, and if I just forward that b to RHS, that's going to be a negative b. So I can take b common out of it, negative 3, 125. If I take b common out of that, and 125 minus 1, that's going to be 124. Negative 3 equals to b times 124. So it's negative 3 by 124, which is equals to b. Just a second. just did a mistake again by checking here times instead of subtraction. I have to just keep subtraction sign. Let me place it just a second. Here it's not a multiplication, because of that it's completely ruined. So be careful to not get into these kind of situations. Even just a multiplication sign will ruin your complete solution. So b minus 3, that equals to this, and b minus 3 equals to 125 minus b. So it's going to be, if you forward this, negative b become positive 2b, that equals to 125 plus 3, which is 128. 2b equals to 128 by 2, 2 1s 2 6, and 2 4s, b equals 64. That's simple. So I just want to tell you again, we just used this information and we didn't use this, because just by using this at x equal to 0, this a term will become 1, and then this term is changing to b minus 3. So in the whole equation now you have only b term, so you can get it easily, no need of using this. Question 18, the function f the function f defined by f of x equals to x plus 32 divided by x plus b, where b is a constant. If f of negative 8 equals to 4, they're asking us to find the value of f of 10. F of 10 equals to how much? It's easy peasy. We have to use this. If we use that f of 8 in the place of x, if we use negative 8, we are going to get the 4 value. We are going to use that 4 in the place of this, and we get the value of b. After getting b, we substitute x as 10 and get the value of f of 10. So what does this mean? Anytime if they are giving in this way, mean if this x equals to negative 8, y equals to 4. This is what it means. So now what I do, f of negative 8, that equals to negative 8 plus 32 by negative 8 plus b. So f of negative 8 equals to 4, they already given. So I just substitute that part, that equals to 32 minus 8, that equals to 24 divided by negative 8 plus b. So I'm multiplying this, 4 times 8, which is negative 32, plus 4b, that equals to 24. So that's 32, and then if you forward it to RHS, that's going to be 26, 56, and 4 1s 4 14s. B equals to 14. So after getting b value as 14, we are not supposed to find the b value as 14. We need to supposed to find f of 10. So now what we do, the equation what we have in the beginning, the function what we have in the beginning, that changes to so this will change to what? F of x equals to x plus 32. In the place of b, we are going to write 14. That's it. That is the change it's going to happen. And we have to find f of 10. So f of 10, that equals to 10 plus 32 by 10 plus 14. 32 will be 42, 14 will be 24. So if we just cross out with 2's, it's going to be 12, and then we can do with 3 as well. We can do with 6 4's, and 6 7. 7 by 4 is the value of f of 10. You can turn it into decimals. You may come to 1.75. Let me move to the next question. Question number 19. The function f is defined by f of x equals to 7 times 4 raised to the power of negative x plus 13. Which of the following statements must be true? f of x greater than 7. They're saying that first of all, these two, we have to check whether these two are true or not. The thing is, I'll just show you. See, f of x is greater than 7, which means if you take, let's say, x value is 1, what happens? If you take x value is 1, x value 1 means negative 1. Negative 1 means it's going to be 1 by 4, like 7 raised to the power of 1 by 4. I'm writing it directly. Negative 1 means 1 by 4 plus 13. This will be some decimal plus 13. At the end, you will get your result something like 13 plus only. You're not going to get negative here. So you get answer 13 plus. I don't want to calculate and write. And if I take 2, what do I get? 7, 1 by 4 square. What is 1 by 4 square is 1 by 16. Whatever it is, you get decimal and some multiply by some number. It is a positive number and you have 13 here. It is 13 plus. Why I'm writing like this? Because we just need to care the answer is greater than 7 or not. That's it. If I going with increasing, however, I'm getting positive answer. Let's say x equal to 0 now. If x equal to 0, 7 and 4 raised to the power of negative 1, negative 0, which is 1. It's still 13 plus only, whatever it is. If I go with negative 1, what do I get? I am getting something like, let's say 7, 4 raised to the power of negative 1, which is positive 1, which is equals to what? Positive 1 means 4 power 1 is 4 itself, and again it is 13 plus, if you want to write precisely, 7 4 28 plus 13, 28 plus 13, which is 41 exactly. If I do x equal to negative 2, 7 into 4 square it is, because why 4 square? Negative of negative 2, which is square, so that's going to be 16, and it's going to be 16 sevens plus 13, which is 112 plus 13, which is equals to 125. You're getting something like 125. So if you take negative values, you're getting greater than that. So here what I can say is all values are you're getting positive and they are all greater than 7. So what I say is option 1 is true for all values of x. But what about this one, f of x? We did the same. They are saying f of x value is greater than 7 but less than 20 or equals. F of x is, if it is greater than 7, how come f of x value will be less than 20? We have to check. Sorry, I just thought in a other way. F of x value is less than 20 we are getting. If you see here in this one, if x equal to negative 1, we are getting more than 20. If x equal to negative 2, we are getting more than 20. They are saying only less than 20 you are going to get. So this f of x values, according to this, f of x values is 20, 19, 18 and that only. But when we do it with x equal to negative 1, f of x value is going to 41. It is not in the limit. It is out of limit, which means the second statement is incorrect, which means option A is the only answer. I'll just show you this in the Desmos as well. Just give me a second. Yes. So what is the equation they given to us? F of x equals to 7 raised to the power of, let me type that. F of x I just consider as y, and then y equals to 7, y equals 7 in the bracket 4 raised to the power of negative x, and what we have plus 13. That's what the function we have. I just entered everything into the Desmos and let's see what we are going to get. here what is the value of if x equals to this, we are getting the value 13, you see. Y value is 13, you see. They said this value they said as greater than, greater than 7. I'm talking about the first statement. Let me take you back to the question. So here you can see here f of x value is greater than 7. I'm talking about that. Now let me take you back to this one. You see here f of x value, if x is here, it is 14. You see x value is 9, 10, 11, it is 13. X value is not great. It is true. The statement 1 is true. You see the curve, x value is over the curve, it is more than 7 only. If you want to check, go even for 150, x is 150, the y value is 13. The statement 1 is true. What about the second statement? Second statement they are saying it is less than 20. Let's go this way. You see, is it going less than 20? You see, moving this way, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13, 13. And it's, you see, if x is negatives, it's going negatives. If x is negative 0.28, y value is 23. It is crossing 20. Second statement, they said f of x value is less than 20. But if you see in the Desmos, the f of x is nothing but y value. You see the y value is more than 20, but they said less than 20. Let me zoom it. Yeah, so you can see here clearly it's crossing. If it is negative 0. If the value is negative 1, the value is 42. If the x is negative 1, the value is 42.5, which is y value I'm talking about. So if I move up and up and up, at certain x value is negative 2. We already did that a negative 2 value as well. So you can see here at x equal to negative 2, 140, 150. At x equal to, these are the approximate values, not exactly x equal to 2. It is at x equals to negative 2.09, the y value is 139. But the second statement, they said x value is less than 20 or equals to 20, but it is more than that. So which means second statement is incorrect. Come back to this. Yes, so second statement is incorrect, done by Desmos as well. Just give me a second. Let me put that Desmos thingy here as well. I'm just placing two things. You can just check this. This is just a reference for you after the class is done in the form of a notes. So this one is statement 1. And this is first statement 2. Here you can see all the, you see the line, it's the value of y is keep on 13 and more, and you can see this one, the value is increasing, the y value. I just, if x equal to negative 2 and the y value is more than that, it's not going less than 20. Let's go for the next question. The function f is defined by f of x equals to negative, b times a power x. F of x equals to b times a power x, where a and b are positive constants, and g equals to, and function g of x equals to f of x plus 2. The graph of y equal to f of x in the xy plane passes through the point, this y equals to f of x, is passing through the point 0 comma 36 and negative 3 comma 9 by 16. So which equation defines function g? We have to get the value of function g. They said that g of x equals to f of x plus 2, which means if you just place this f of x plus 2 here, you are going to get g of x. That's what you need to get. You need to get g of x itself. So what we do first, we just place f of, and they also mentioned this f of x passes through 0 comma 36. So you can, if you observe carefully, this b value they already sorted out, but not x. So which means we need to get the value of b before just substituting this f function inside that. But how can we do that? We have these points. If let's say x equal to 0, this a value become 1, and what will be the y value? We can substitute this as 36 and we may get the value of b as 36. And if that is the case, what is the value of a? If x equals to 0, we are getting this b value, fine. What is the value of a? If x equals to negative 3, we have the b value as 36, then we can able to get the value of a. Then these things will be sorted. Let's see how we are going to do it. Just hold on for a second. Okay, let me start solving with f of x. First, let's find the value of a. F of x equals to a b times a power x. So we are using this point, which is 0 comma 36. In the place of that, this is y equals to f of x. So y equals to b times a power x. Points are this. So y equals to how much they mentioned? 36. And what is b value? B is as it is and a value is none. But x value is 0 from this one. Then that turns out to be a raised to the power of anything raised to the power of 0, which is equals to 1, which means b value is 36. Now we have this b value 36. What is a value? Here a and b are not there in the question, so we have to get that a and b. That's why we have started in this way to get a and b. Later we get the value of f of x plus 2, which is g of x, which they ask us to find. Now here yes, so now f of x that equals to b times a power x. Let's say this is y and b is 36 times a power x. So now what we do is we use this point now at x equals to negative 3 comma 9 by 16. So y equal to 9 by 16, that equals to 36 times a raised to the power of negative 3. So directly that's going to be, is it negative 3 only? Yes, it is. So now what you can do, 3 times 3 and 3 times 12, and then still, okay, directly you can cross out with 9 ones and 9 fours. 9 ones and 9 fours. We have 16 by 1 by 16 times 4, which is 64, which is a raised to the power of negative 3. So which is equals to 1 by 64, which is 1 by a power 3. A power 3, which is equals to 64. Cube the root of, to get rid of this cube root, just do cube root on both sides. So what do you get? Cube root and cube of a equal to cube root of 64 is 4. 4 16, 16 4 64. So a value you got as 4. So if your a value is 4, you can see here clearly a value is 4. You can directly off a and b, and we just end up with c and d, but still we have to get it. So how can we do that? So here we have g of x equals to f of x plus 2. But what's the actual function? Actual function is b times a power x. B times a power x, which is f of x. So now to get g of x, we use this in the place of this. So we are going to get uh, f of x plus 2, this in the place of x, that equals to b times a power x plus 2. So b is what we already sorted out, b value which is 36, a value 4. 36 times a value 4 x power x plus 2. And just a second. So that's going to be 36 times, here we are applying from the exponents, if it is in the form of x power m plus n, we just split it like x power m into x power n. It's a product rule, so that's going to be 4 power x and 4 square, which is 36 times 16 times 4 power x. 36 times 16, which is equals to 576, which is option D. No need to do 36 times 16 also, because the last thing itself you will tell, like 36, the last digit must be 6. So which has the 6? Option D has 6, so directly eliminate C. No need to do the full calculation as well. So 576 4 power x, which is g of x. Yes, that's it. I think the last question. Function f is defined by f of x equals to a root x plus b, where a and b are constants. In the xy plane, the graph y equals to f of x has x-intercept at 16, 0, and the graph y equal to f of x minus 10, y equal to f of x minus 10. This has a x-intercept at 9, 0. Now b value is how much? So how to start? And here we have f y equals to just f of x, and it has x-intercept. Just by substituting this at x equal to 0, y equal to 16, what do we get? We just get root of 0 is 0, and you get the value of b as 16. And if you go with the second information, or else you just keep it like that. Let's try to solve it. Just give me a second. So let's start solving this. F of x equals to a root x plus b. I'll just go with y equals to a root x plus b. They only mentioned y equal to f of x. And then here what I do is, I just thought here x is 0 and I just calculated before, but it's not. Y equals to 0. I just put at 16, 0, which means this y 0, x will be 16. So that equals to a root 16 plus b, that equals to 4a. 0 equals to 4a plus b. We got one equation with the help of this. So let's say this equation 1. We don't have only one unknown to solve this thing. If we go with the second info, f of x equals to, just a second, they mentioned y equal to f of x minus f of x equals f of y equal to f of x minus 10. So that equals to y equals to a root x plus b minus 10. I just wrote f of x in the place of f of x. I wrote this part, that's it, nothing else. Then y equals to at 9, 0. What is that? X equals to 9. So I just put that y 0 and x 9, a root 9 plus b minus 10. That equals to 3a plus b minus 10. That's it. That is our equation number 2. We can solve this by using substitution or elimination method. Anything is fine. Let's solve by elimination. So that's going to be 4a plus b equals 0 and 3a plus b minus 10 equals to 0. A plus b minus 10 equals 0. Let's write it here itself so it will be a bit better. So if we just subtract, then this will be off. We get 4a minus 3a, which is a, plus 0 minus which is plus 10, which is equal 0, a plus 10, which is equal 0, a equals to negative 10. Or you can do it by substitution. Substitution means, what do you get from this? B equals to negative 4a. So from this, you know that, let's say substitution method. So if you use that, from equation 1 you get b equals to directly negative 4a. Substitute that b value in equation 2. So 3a negative 4a negative 10 equals 0. So 3a minus negative a, which is negative 4a, which is negative a, negative 10 equals 0. A equals to negative 10. Still you get same thing. So what do we need to find? We need to find the value of b, not a. So if we got the value of a, substituting a into any of the equation 1, substituting a equals to negative 10 in equation 1. So a equal to negative 10 means 0 equals to 4 into negative 10 plus b, which is negative 40. 0 equals to negative 40 plus b equals to positive 40. That is what we need to find. So b value is 40. Done. I think we have one last problem. Yes, 22 also there. So the given f of x equals to b root a minus x plus 7 root a minus x. For the function f, a and b are constants. For the function f, a and b are constants, and f of 16, that equals to 0. And they also mentioned if f of 9 is greater than 0. F of 9 is greater than 0. Which of the following could be the value of a plus b? We need to find the value of a plus b. So here two conditions we have. So let's see how we are going to solve this with the help of these two conditions. So first let's go with this f of 16 equals to 0. So what I'll do is I'll just take f of x, f of x value as 16, that equals to b root a minus 16 plus 7 root a minus 16 again. So what do we get? F of 16 directly they mention, which is 0. I'll just directly take 0. That equals to root a minus 16, we can take common, times b plus 7. So root a minus 16. So what do we get from this? Root a minus 16. So root a minus 16, that equals 0, and b plus 7 equals 0. B equals to negative 7 we got, and a plus 16, a minus 16, sorry, that equal to 0. Even you square up, this will be the situation, a equals to positive 16. If the condition is f of 16 equals to 0, then you are getting this, a equals to 0 and b equals to negative 7. A equal to 16, b equals to negative 7. Now the condition is f of 9 is greater than 0. F of 9 is greater than 0. Let's see. I'm just substituting f of 9, that equals to b, not equals to f. Let me write first of all this f of so this is f of x. They said f of x thingy is greater than 9. So this equals to, let's say, f of x. So now f of x, which is in the place of x, I'll just have to write 9. and 9. Let's say b root a minus x plus 7 root a minus x, that is greater than 0. That's what they mentioned. So now what do I do is root a minus 9, I'll take common, and then I end up with b plus 7, which is greater than 0. So now what do I get? If I split and do root a minus 9 greater than 0 and b plus 7 greater than 0. Ada Vitesh wo bye bye. So here root if you square up and you end up with a minus 9 greater than 0, this will be b greater than negative 7, and a value is greater than 9. So here you have few things. From the first one you got a and b is 16 and negative 7. A equals to 16 and b equals to negative 7. This is what you got from the first scenario. I mean, using the first info. And using the second info, you got a value as greater than 9 and b value as greater than negative 7. So you need to understand how to take the value to get the value of a plus b. We need to find a plus b, not a or b. We need to find a plus b, which among these will be the a plus b. Now a plus b, what is a plus b? If you just find this a plus b, you are going to get 16 minus 9, which is equals to 16 minus 9, which is equal to 9. If you just add this a plus b, you're going to get 9, and you get trapped easily in the options. 9 is given, but actually they say here a value is greater than 9, a value is equals to 16. From both conditions we have to pick. A is greater than 9, which means a value must be 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, anything. So a value we can take it as 16 or more than 9. And here we got, we don't know this, here clearly we got a value as 16 equals to, but with these both are matching. But what about this? B value is negative 7 we got. B value is negative 7 we got. Here it's saying B value is greater than negative 7. Greater than means it is B value equals to greater than, not even 7, not even negative 7. It's going to be negative 6, negative 5, negative 4, like that. So these are all the values which are greater than negative 7, which means, let's say if you take negative 7, you will be getting 9. So the answer is not 9. The answer will be greater than 9. A plus b value must be greater than 9, because b value is not negative 7. If you take negative 6, you are going to get positive 8. Just a second. No, you're going to get, if you take negative 6 in the place of this, you're going to get 10. This is the right value, because it is not negative 7. It is greater than negative 7. If you take greater than negative 7, the next value greater number is negative 6. If you put negative 6 in the place of b, you get 10. But do you have that option in the options? You don't have that option. You have 9 and 15, the bigger values. So what we do, if you go with this, if you go with the first thing, you got a 16 minus 7 is this, and the second thing a plus b is greater than something you have here. One second, I'll just use a plus b value, which is greater than 9, negative 7, which is sorry, not 9. We got a value is greater than 9, so I'll consider that value must be 16, not 9. Because here we clearly got and it is greater, that's why I'm considering a value as 16 and b value as 7. I'm using greater sign, which is going to be greater than 9. It can't be 9. Greater than 9 means it may be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. The only option left with greater than 9 is 15, not 9. So that is why it's option D, not option C. We can't take equal sign, because with the second info we are getting different values. B value is, let's take just a second, b value must be greater than 9, and here a value must be greater than 9. Here clearly we got a equals to 16, so we can take a value directly 16, which is greater than 9. It is which is agreeable. Here b equals to 7, b greater than negative 7, sorry, b equals to negative 7, b greater than negative 7, not agreeable, because greater than negative 7 means negative 6, negative 5 it will come. It's not equals to negative 7. So that's why what we are doing here, if you take the greater than negative 7 value, which is negative 6, so if you take negative 6, you will get value 10, you won't get 9. If you take negative 5, you get some other value. If you take negative 4, you get 12. If you take negative 3, you get 11, like that. 13. So like that, based on the value what you take b, you will be getting more than 9. So here what we write finally, a plus b value is greater than 9 but not 9. So that's why it's not all these values. It is less than 9, less than 9, less than 9, equals to 9, but not that. We need greater than 9. The only option left is D, and we are done with exercise 5.2 for today. Done. Bye bye.